Doesn't get much sweeter than that. It's so very true. Jesus is in this word. Let's praise. God, we're ever so grateful for your love for us, for calling us to be the body of Christ, for giving us your word, your grace to live by each day. We are so grateful and thankful for the person next to us today. May we be mindful who's in this very group, and the love that we share, and the care that we give, and the empty seats that are also around us. Those that need to be here, those that need your love and your care. We pray that as we go out into the world, that we would be refreshed and renewed today with good news to share and to help change the world. In Jesus' name. Amen. You know, there are a lot of elements to a wedding, aren't there? And many opportunities for things to go wrong, right? When Terry and I had our Holy Union, we did so on a cruise ship. We thought, that's just the smart way to go, right? We invited some people. It got way out of hand. There were 40 of our closest friends that went. We had planned on 12, so, you know. So that happened. We went on a cruise ship out of California, and the first stop was San Diego. And we had this room, because we had 40 people, we got a free room, and we got a free cake, and there were all kinds of little perks that went with it. So this room was all set up for us, and everybody gets there. And we get back on the ship, and the ceremony starts, and Reverend Ken Pilot was the minister that performed our ceremony. And he's talking away, and we forgot about little details about on the ship. That when you pull away from the dock, what happens? That big right? Picture around it. So he's talking, and all we're hearing is you know, those little things that happen. And then, for some reason, it was a pretty rough start that the boat had. And so there are only, 4 or 5 of us standing. Everybody else is sitting, but we're up there going like this. Trying to make sure we've got our footing. And so we finally just started putting our legs apart so that we could sort of figure out where we were. And then all of a sudden, we got kind of through that. And then there were some cabinets at the front of the room. And all of a sudden, halfway through the ceremony, they bust open and stuff starts flying out. So there's just not a way to plan for it. And we have all that on video, so that's even better, right? But you can never plan for everything, right? And that's sometimes what makes them very, very special. In today's gospel lesson, we find a big wedding faux pas, don't we? They ran out of wine. Now note that the scripture tells us that it happened on the 3rd day. You have to plan well, because in those days, the Jewish weddings were usually 7 days. But on the 3rd day, they ran out of wine. Anything else happened on the 3rd day? Does that ring a bell? On the 3rd day, Jesus rose from the dead. All things are usually connected in this scripture. It's an amazing thing as you study it and look deeper and deeper. And so we know that all this is kind of tied together. Mary goes to Jesus and says, we have no more wine. Probably this was a relative because she's out sort of running around and trying to make sure that everything is good. And Jesus goes to the 6 water jars. They hold 20 to 30 gallons and are used for ceremonial washing. And he fills them up with water and draws some out and take that to the master of the banquet. The water turned to wine, but not just wine. It turned to the best wine, the very best wine, the type of wine that is usually served at the beginning of the banquet to impress people. Nobody saves the best wine till the end, right? And it's not just a little bit. They filled the jars all the way up, which means there's about 120 to 180 gallons of wine. Some of you are going, yeehaw, right? But it was much, much, much more than what was needed for this banquet and for this time. It would be an abundance. The water used for the ceremonial cleansing was the old way. Turned into wine became the new way. It was a sign that there were new things and new ways to come when Jesus was going to be involved. Jesus at the Last Supper, we certainly remember that every single Sunday. He took wine and he shared it with his disciples as his own blood shed for the forgiveness of sin. That would become the new way, the new covenant. Jesus is the good wine for us. Jesus is the best wine given to us. The first miracle Jesus performed, it was time for him to begin to be revealed into the world. It wasn't wine, though, until it was drawn out of the jars. It wasn't wine until it was drawn out. Same is true of Jesus. Until we draw upon him for our salvation, our strength, and our hope, we don't know the best. Our lives, like the empty water jars, are made for a purpose, to be filled with the best. And the very best is Jesus. It's not just the water that Jesus comes to change, but the lives of those who come to seek him in faith. How has your life been changed? How has Jesus changed you? Last week we renewed our baptismal covenant. I hope that you thought about that this week. That it sort of took you back to the place where you gave your life to Christ. We sometimes have to come back to those places and renew that and refresh that and get excited about it again, right? We have to get that same passion that we had when we were first Christians. Well, as I was thinking about that, I thought, well, who are the Marys in our lives and in our world? Mary goes to Jesus to get him to change the situation. And she knows that it's his time to shine. Even when Jesus says, "Woman, why do you come to me?" You know? Jesus had sat and studied long enough. That's what her thought was. It's time for you to get out there and serve. It's time for you to do something about this. Now, it's probably a little mother-son squabble that we have here. And as a Jewish mother, she knows best, right? Don't argue with her. So, and I'm sure that, there was some stuff going on. Jesus was fully human, let's just say that, too. Jesus was just baptized. He was given authority, wasn't he? And now here his mother's telling him what to do still. So, there's a little bit of stuff going on there probably. And Mary just comes to the service and says, do whatever he tells you. Mary didn't know how he would solve this situation, but trusted that he could by her words to the servants. As followers of Christ, we're called to trust in him. Mary didn't try to tell Jesus how to make more wine. She trusted him to do it. It was an example of the faith that you and I are to have also. Our little nephew, who's now 22 yesterday, when he was 5 years old, we took him to learn to swim. We took him to this little place called the Seahorse. And we took him, he was probably 5, and his sister was probably 3. So they got him into the shallow end, and they gave him some basics, learned how to kick, learned how to use his arms and things. And what you need to know about the Seahorse is that they guaranteed that your child would be able to swim at the end of it. So he had a few lessons, and then they just picked him up, and they took him down to the deep end, and they tossed him in. Much to our surprise, and certainly much to his surprise, his little arms and feet just took off, and he swam very quickly to the edge of the pool. And they called him the turbo swimmer from then on, because he was scared to death. They thought he was really good. We knew he was scared to death. But we were too. It's about having that faith. And sometimes you just have to jump in. So who are the Marys who nudge us to reveal God at work in our lives? There were many people in my life. My Sunday school teacher, Miss Dalton, my youth pastor, Andy, my brother, Reggie, someone who asked me to read in church for the very first time. What an impact that made on my life. I had a lot of encouragement in my study to be a pastor. Reverend Elder Jerry Harvey was a wonderful and great mentor for me. Ken Pilot. I had a long list of folks, and I'm sure that you do too. Most of all, though, Jesus nudges us through the Holy Spirit working in our lives. We are called to be vessels of God's glory and love to serve. We have gifts and talents that are given to us by God. In our first reading today from 1 Corinthians, Paul makes the point that though the church is made up of many parts and consists of many members, they are all part of one body. Notice what he says in the beginning of verse 12. This body is a unit, though it is made up of many parts, and though all its parts are many, they form one body. So it is with Christ. For we were all baptized in one Spirit into one body, whether Jews or Greeks, slave or free, and we were given the one Spirit to drink. And now the body is not made up of one part, but of many. A little bit later, in verse 20, he says, as it is, there are many parts, but one body. And then he goes again in verse 27 to emphasize his point. Now you are the body of Christ, and each one of you is a part of it. The body of Christ is in the human body. Every member matters. Every part of the body has a particular role to play. Each member of the body has a job to do and a function to perform, a purpose to fulfill. We learn immediately that we need each other, don't we? We need each other. And Paul says in verse 21, the eye cannot say to the hand, I don't need you. And the head cannot say to the feet, I don't need you. Nor, as Paul says in verse 15, would the foot cease to be part of the body if it said, because I am not a hand, I do not belong to the body. The bottom line is this. In the body of Christ, we need each other. Not only for the health of the body as a whole, but to enable each individual member to operate at our full potential. It is true in the human body, and it is true in the church. We are the body of Christ. We need each other, and we belong to each other. We understand that nobody can rightly say, I'm useless. I have absolutely nothing to offer. Because we sometimes want to say that, don't we? Because we'd rather sit in the pew. You can laugh a little bit at that. But that's not what it's about, is it? We have to make sure that we know that we need each other. The stronger or more spiritually mature members do not and must not say to those who are weaker or less mature, we don't need you. We don't want you. Goodbye. We'll see you later. That's not who we are, is it? Every member of the body matters. Every part of the body has an important contribution to make, even those parts that seem to be less honored. In order to be the church God wants us to be, and to function the way that God wants us to function, we need each other. I need you, and you need each other. Maybe you've heard the old story about a visit that Dwight L. Moody made to a prominent Chicago businessman. The man said to Moody, I believe I could be just as good a Christian without the church as I can be with it. And Moody didn't say anything to him. Not a word. Instead, he went over to the fireplace, where there was a great big fire just blazing. Remember, they're in Chicago. And so he removed one single burning coal, and he placed it on the outside of the fireside. The two men sat in silence as that hot coal died out. The other man looked at Moody, and he said, I see. I'll be in church on Sunday. We belong to each other in the body of Christ. We need each other. And when we cut off from one another, the fire of our faith and love can grow dim. But when we realize our interdependence, they work together. And they do remarkable things in the power of Christ, who gives us strength. I have another story about that. Herman Austria is a farmer in Nebraska. His barn floor was under more than 2 feet of water because of a flooding creek. So he invited some of his friends over to a barn raising. His plan was to move the entire 17,000-pound barn to a new foundation on higher ground, 143 feet away. His son devised a system of putting some steel tubing and nailed it, bolted it, and welded it on the inside and the outside of the barn. And then he attached hundreds of handles to it. And after one practice lift, 344 of Herman Austria's closest friends and neighbors slowly walked the barn up a slight incline, each one of them supporting less than 50 pounds. In just 3 minutes, the barn was on its new foundation. Amazing, isn't it? That is a picture of what the body of Christ can do. Every member matters. Every member. Who are the Marys in our world today? Today is Martin Luther King Sunday. Tomorrow we have a holiday because of that. We celebrate that. I would like for you to listen to maybe a little excerpt of his I Have a Dream speech.
So even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners, will they be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood? I have a dream that one day, even the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream. My 4 little children one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today.
I certainly believe that Martin Luther King Jr. was a Mary in our world. So was Mother Teresa. So was Gandhi. And so was Troy Perry. The church is called to be married to the world with our faith, to work together, to pray together, to struggle together, to stand up for freedom and justice together. And it's time for God's love to be made manifest in our world today. And God is counting on us to do it. Because if we don't, what will happen? Jesus took wash water and turned it into the best. The absolute best. Let me ask you something. Are you pouring out your best for Jesus every single day? Be honest. If Jesus can take wash water and turn it into the best wine, think about what Jesus can do with you. If you only let him. Do you want God's best for your life? We are like the stone water jars. We are pots of clay. And And Jesus wants to fill us with the brim, to the brim, with the best, with the very best. The scriptures do not speak to this, but I'm convinced that before those jars were filled to the brim, the servants emptied them. They took everything out of them, that old water that had been sitting there, that stagnant stuff, but they probably just emptied them all the way out. And then they filled them up. And sadly, we're often filled with old wash water of the world. And sometimes there's no room for the new wine, the best wine, because we're still so filled up with old stuff. And maybe we have some pride in us that needs to be emptied out, or some bitterness, or some guilt, some sorrow, or resentment in our life. We need to empty ourselves so that Jesus can fill us. And only when you're empty can Jesus offer you his very best. So I hope that you allow Jesus to fill you up all the way to the brim with the new wine, with the very best wine, who is Jesus. Jesus' first miracle was one of abundance, extravagance, transformation, and new possibilities. What does that say to us? If the wine would have run out, the celebration would have ended. The party would have been over. It would have been back to everyday life. Jesus says, let this celebration continue. And in order for it to continue, it has to continue in us. Because we are called to pour out our very best into the world. And that best for us is Jesus.